This video on how to use the fret dresser adapters that I've invented. This is by no means a full instructional on how to do fretboard leveling. This is assuming that you've already zeroed out your fretboard, you've leveled the frets, you've recrowned them, and now you're taping them off and you're ready to do the fret dressing. Which fret dressing and polishing isn't too bad, but dressing just sucks because you're sitting there with either steel wool or sandpaper, or if you're like me, you love these little fret erasers. They're awesome. Make your job way easier, except you get cramped fingers, and no matter what you do, you get cramped fingers, it sucks. So this video is going to show you a better way to do that with these FDA's fret dresser adapters. So basically you're going to need a variable speed regulator. Just slows the thing down. You're going to have an oscillator tool, preferably 2, because they get hot and you've got 24 frets, or at least 21 usually. So on 24 frets, I usually do one fret dresser adapter, and then I switch oscillators and let one cool while I work with the other one. If you're going to do it all day long and just do fret jobs all day long, like some of you luthiers, just make a day of it. You might want 3 or 4 of these because they do get pretty hot. They're cheap. They're like 20 bucks, maybe. You can get more expensive ones, but this is like 15 bucks. These are like 20. I've got 2 different brands just to show you how universally acceptable this is. Plug this into our variable speed regulator. I'm going to turn it all the way down to 0 first. Look at that. That's what we want right about there. So I'm going to show you a close-up now. You got the basic assembly. You got the adapter. You got the oscillating tool. You got your variable speed regulator all set up, and that's the hardest part. So we got the fret dresser adapters here. I'm going to show you. We got a set of 7 of them. I write the numbers on the fret dresser adapter. This is going to be the 220. All right. I got the 400, 800, goes all the way up to 8,000. So, put the adapter in here. Sure nothing's there, it's going to scratch your neck. You don't need the neck off the guitar. Often I do the neck on the guitar. I'm refinishing the body on this guitar. That's the only reason the neck is removed. I personally would prefer it on the guitar because it makes it a lot easier to manage. Look at that. We can turn it up a little, I suppose. Normally that would be your hand doing all that work. Now you are going to get some eraser dust, or goo, or whatever you want to call it, sand. And basically what you want to do is you want to make sure if you have a whole guitar, that you put something down, like a towel, and keep it clean. Keep on wiping it off, or that stuff will make little scratches. Or you can just tape off the back of your guitar. I've done that before. Get you a better view here. So, see these 2 frets? You can see the difference probably. Look at that. These 2 I've already done at the 220, and these ones up here I haven't. Look at all the nicks and chatter marks, and then look at these 2. Look at how polished they are. It's hardly been any time at all, hardly any effort. The hardest part is doing it on video so you guys can see. This is super easy by comparison. Look at that big nick right there. Look at that. See right there on my finger? See that big couple of chatter marks? They're all about to go away. Alright? You need a little bit more oomph, you can crank it up a little more. You don't want to get too carried away because they will get warm. You don't want to heat them up too much and make your glue all not gluey. I don't have to worry about it too much because I've got super glue modification. So there you go, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frets. I see this one's got a little bit. I'm gonna go over this one, got a little bit more. So maybe I'll go over them all a little bit more. Look at that. Nice. And that's only 220. See up here? This one we haven't got. Look at all that chatter. See all that? Now there. Smooth. And that's only 220. We go all the way up to 8,000. Alright? Like I said, you don't have to have the neck off your guitar to use these. To get the fret erasers in it, it's pretty simple. They fit straight in. If they're too fat, if they're a little too big, what I like to do, get a little bit of sandpaper and glue it on the stick, or you can just wrap it around like this. Just don't go up the whole thing. Just go on the back side where there isn't any print, and you can file that little sucker down until it fits right in if it's big and fat. Alright? Now, if it's too thin, like you've been using it by your hands, and you go, oh, I don't want to buy a whole new fret eraser, right? It's too sloppy now to fit, like this one. You take some hot glue gun, stick it right in here, squish the fret eraser in, boom. Now it's solid. This is just an old one. I keep it laying around for just using my hands. if I want to touch something up. But honestly, I don't usually use it very much anymore because I've got nice new ones. And that's another thing, these wear a lot better. They wear a lot more evenly. Look at that, I've used this a couple of times now. And they wear a lot more evenly. The ink doesn't get as messed up. Like this guy, you can still read the 8000 on the eraser. So that way I know. That way if they get discolored from the ink when you're doing your frets, you still can tell what grit you're using easily. Anyways, that's about all there is to it, and then I just work my way down. You know, I take off this one, put on the 400. Between these, I'm going to switch my tool. I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to put him in this guy. Actually, I bought both of these oscillators from different hardware stores. One started with H and one started with M. You can use your imagination. They all work. They're universal somewhat, mostly. So a little adapter will work in both of them. Tool will work. The variable speed regulator will work. And like I said, it'd probably be easier if I had a guitar body on. I really wish I wouldn't have had to have left the guitar body off this neck first, because it makes it a lot easier if you got the body on. See, that's another thing I do is I put some tape around it. If I don't want to use hot glue guns, I could put some tape around it. That's just some normal painter's tape. I'll hold that little bugger right in there.